Welcome back to the show. Chris Denman, Travis Terrell, Chris Gardner at Midcoast Studio in Grand Center, St. Louis, Missouri, having some coffee. We'll tell you more about our new coffee partner, Snappy Bigman, this week as we get some graphic stuff done. But a friend of the show broke one of our mugs, Abby from Bourbon and Blondes. They're going to be kicking off their podcast. We'll talk about that later. But either way, she replaced the mug.
Right.
You see it?
Yeah.
Do you see the bottom?
I do. Underneath the cup, and Chris has liquids in it because
I'll do it.
Oh, you're going to do it? Okay. And there it is. There we go.
It's quite rude. It's kind of funny, though.
That is pretty funny, though.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I broke your mug. F you. So if you're at home, there's a middle finger.
Well, what if you got that like for a teacher and you didn't tell them that
Right.
that was at the bottom? How funny would that be?
Well, then the class sees it.
Yeah.
And then the teacher's still like, what?
I don't get it. Well, who's angry at me?
You Gen Zers. Is that the new one?
That's
Or where are we? Millennials?
Gen Z.
Which one's who?
I don't know what we're on now.
Like,
I think they
what was
settled on
Tommy?
millennials because they were running out of letters.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think you can call them Gen Zers now because this is the last generation on Earth.
Oh, yeah. It's
so
over.
I know it makes sense that
Was
they
it
would be
Ted
Gen
Alexandro, comic, said Earth Senior Class was his new comedy special name.
That's pretty good. That's really good. Damn it, I wish I got that one. That was really good. Boys and girls, as you all know, I am a fan of the Twitters. I enjoy it. It is delightful and funny. It's a hellscape. I've been locked in for almost 10 years. Actually, this is my 10-year anniversary of Twitter, the longest relationship I've ever had in my entire life.
Should we get you an ice cream cake?
It would be nice. And as you all know, I enjoy my hashtags. I enjoy seeing things trend because it can happen at any moment. That's the fun thing about Twitter. Anything can trend at any moment. And that's what happened yesterday. But there was a particular hashtag that had Twitter in a mini uproar before everyone decided to take a deep breath, click on the trending topic, and exhale. But for a moment, the world was ready to shit themselves.
What?
Yes, that is a real hashtag that was trending yesterday. Hashtag Nurger, or Nirger. So you can imagine social media's initial reaction when that flashed at the top of trending topics on Twitter. Gardner showed me this, and my initial reaction, well, let's just say there's a great way to sum it up. This was me. Whoa! Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, that's not what I thought it was. That is no. That's literally my reaction to seeing that trending topic. Like, hey, wait, y'all tripping. Oh.
It was for a soccer match.
It was between Northern Ireland and Germany.
Yeah.
Nirger. Just for future hashtags, someone throw a little V in there maybe.
Okay.
Just save the confusion and people nearly losing their mind. It was one of the funniest trending topics I think I've seen on Twitter this year because people had that similar reaction or other memes and GIFs that illustrated their reaction. Because, again, when it flashes on your screen.
No, I saw it.
What was your reaction when you saw it?
Well, I saw it. I was like, what is this? And so I'm like, I'm going to click.
Yeah.
And then I exhaled.
Yes.
And then I called you over and said, Travis, come look at this. Because I wanted to make sure I knew what the hell was going on first before I made you aware.
Thank you. That was nice.
And when I showed you, that was your reaction, that little video clip we showed. Because you grabbed your chest.
I did. I'm like, why is
you
this
looked and
word
you go,
trending around the world?
You grabbed your chest. You put your hand to your chest. You grabbed your heart. Like you're Fred Sanford.
I did. I'm coming, Elizabeth. I'm coming.
So you did that initially, and then we're like, oh, it's a soccer match. It's a soccer match. So
a lot of people were very It did the same thing. Clutching pearls. That's what we were doing. Clutching pearls. It was like, and I put it up one more time. Can you put the hashtag up one more time?
Yeah.
Because when you see it,
What's up, my?
Nurgers. But it's just, and you know what? 2019 has been more racist than normal.
Has it?
Well, maybe not more than normal, but it's been a high rate of
More maybe publicly.
more public racism. Maybe, yes, thank you. So you never know now, and so, man, I don't know what it is about our eyes and us being, traumatized, but look, everyone else around the world had the same damn reaction.
Well, you did a double take at least.
You at least did a
Huh?
double. Like what? What did the president say now?
Yeah, you're wondering how this tied into something.
Isn't it? Every trending topic now has to come back to what did Trump do now?
Or whenever like someone's name is trending.
Yes.
And you're like, oh no, it's the initial. Did they die?
It is like so.
Tina Turner yesterday.
Yeah, people. Yeah, yes, that was a great example. People didn't know that Tina Turner. She did a cover story for the New York Times.
New York Times, yeah.
And it was a very in-depth piece about what Tina Turner has been doing with her life over the last 10, 15 years. And she talks about, of course, most of her career, but it's Tina Turner, so thus it was trending on Twitter. So people initially thought, oh dear
boy.
Lord, has something happened to our sweet Tina Turner? And it was just a story about her career. So
And what she's been doing.
And what she's been doing. It was a very
She was in like what, Switzerland or something?
Yeah, I think she's an actual citizen, if I'm not mistaken, of that country. She's like, that's her citizenry.
She likes listening to Coldplay, apparently, as well.
I think if you live in Europe, I can understand that.
Do you think she cried during the scientist video?
I'm almost certain that she did. Who didn't? That's a stupid question. Everyone cried, Chris. Shut up.
She had a quote on Ike in that.
Yes, please pull up the quote Tina Turner had
I'm trying
about
to
her
find
old
that.
ex-husband, Ike Turner. It is very... We and you laughed at that yesterday, reading it off the air.
Because she went through some shit.
As everyone knows, and this is also a testament to Angela Bassett. And my sister and I joke about this all the time. We thought forever that Angela Bassett was actually Tina Turner. That's how good she was in that role. And by the way, Academy Award gave her nothing for that. One of the best performances from any actor for that matter, in the history of cinema. But Tina Turner has lived a life. We're all very much familiar with how Ike Turner treated Tina throughout most of their marriage. And so she had some comments.
Here's the quote from Tina Turner in this piece in the New York Times on Ike. I don't know if I could ever forgive all that Ike ever did to me, she said. But Ike's dead. Turner laughed. So we don't have to worry about him.
It's as real as it gets.
Wisdom.
That's a St. Louis girl if I ever known one. Like she that's as real as it gets. And
That
yeah,
was like when Ruth Bader Ginsburg was talking about the congressman. I can't remember if it was senator or House of Representatives that was, I guess, maybe in a way joyously looking at her possible ultimate demise. And in her most recent interview, she's like, yeah, there was someone, I don't even remember his name, but he's dead now. And so it's just kind of,
and also again for Tina Turner to say that good God, Ike Turner was a horrible, horrible person.
mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
And just based off the film and the book, good God. But that's another thing. Tell me if I'm crazy. I want to segue to this because I've had this happen a lot recently talking to older people of the previous generation. And a lot of times the
Is
previous
it my
generation...
grandpa reading signs?
No, I would say our parents. I would say our fathers, our mothers, that generation. I've noticed a theme with them where they are very quick to call out today's culture. They're very quick to call out the behavior of millennials. Very quick. Well, there always has to be an origin to that type of behavior. Am I correct?
Okay.
So where do you think that behavior perhaps came from? Came from our parents. It came from the culture we lived in when they were raising us. So I don't understand why so many...
Are you blaming the 1980s?
I'm blaming our parents
I
for
saw
their
Stranger
role.
Things and it seemed pretty sweet.
That's very true. I think it's okay to look at our parents a particular way and not to judge them, but to remind them to put things into context. You can't sit up here and just say that this generation is because it is. We are because of what you were. We are responding to how you raised us and the culture you brought us up in. So for you to chastise this generation so easily, so quickly as you do, you're chastising yourself and the way you brought up this generation. I don't understand why it's so
Did you
easy.
say this to your mom?
I said this to older folks.
Did you say it to your mom?
I have not said it to mom.
Okay.
But I have had this conversation with my dad. I did say it to Papa.
What'd he say?
He said, yes, correct.
And then he listened to some smooth jazz covers of rap music?
50 Cent specifically. But I think it's very annoying to hear older folks talk about, and this is the thing that really kills me. Man, we were wild, but we weren't that crazy. What were we talking about yesterday? We talked about the 60s and 70s. Do we really want to go down the headlines of the 60s and 70s? So every time I hear older folks say, man, y'all kids out here, y'all doing the most right now. Y'all wilding out. Now, hold on, bro.
That's a really good impression of my aunt.
Thank you. Oh, really?
That's how she talks.
She's got a smoky black man voice, does she? But it's amazing. Like that generation, you guys murdered presidents. You murdered civil rights leaders. So yes, violence is crazy right now. We see mass shootings, absolutely. But please stop saying we were not as crazy as you guys are now. That's all I'm asking.
It's just a different kind of crazy.
It's a different kind of crazy.
Everyone's always been crazy.
Yes. There were gas lines in the 70s, people. Shut up. Don't sit up here and say, what has this generation done? You guys literally ruined the environment. We're literally fighting for our lives because you idiots ruined the environment.
Well,
Stop picking on us millennials.
Did they
What's
know
happening?
what would happen?
They should have.
Maybe some.
I think yes, maybe.
I just wanted to call this out. Steve in Des Moines will be attending college game day at
Because Iowa State.
Oh.
Good
Iowa
for him.
State.
In
Is it?
Ames?
What? You tell him to bring a wall sign.
considering making a wall sign
Yes.
to keep your eyes peeled.
Yes.
Is what he said.
brother.
Yes.
So
Will it say,
shout out to Steve in Des Moines.
what will he do? Will it be walnuts? Will it be...
Oh, if he gets a wall, oh, that'd be so awesome.
What if it's just Travis's head from the
Is he gonna do the
Hungry?
Is he gonna do the Corolla video?
Corolla Hungry Eyes.
Is he gonna do the Corolla Hungry Eyes? Man, I tell you what, if Corolla Hungry Eyes is on game day, I will retire.
I wish you would.
trying to find that one.
Well, we
That
can
is so cool.
provide
So
it.
who's Iowa State playing? No, they're going to the Ames for the first time ever, I believe.
Look at those hungry eyes.
Man, if that's on a poster board, I will be devastated and proud.
I heard Crank Yankers is back. That's
I'll
what
be
he's
proudly devastated. Is that a thing? Can you be proudly devastated?
thinking. Do you need a fellow?
Does he need a fellow?
I'll be your fellow.
Like I see. I wouldn't say he's in some hot water, but I see the Twitterati is on his ass. Does he
Who?
have some type of relationship with PragerU?
Oh yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, for
boy.
sure.
Oh boy.
Absolutely.
Oh boy.
He's done stuff. He's like friends with that guy, Dennis Prager,
Yeah, I guess.
a conservative Jewish.
Hey, man, you ain't got to keep.
Yeah.
How do you keep doing? How do you do this?
There it is.
Boy,
That is not fair.
if that is at college game day.
Looks like you're wearing braces.
Steve in Des Moines.
That
Let me know if
Invisalign.
you need. Let me know if you need the original file. What would you do?
Oh, wait, well, hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a damn minute. What? Chris just Chris is sending PDFs
Oh, yeah.
of my face.
Yeah, if you need it,
You jerk.
I got it. Remember whenever it was a big deal? College game day came to Mizzou.
Oh, God, I remember. I was there.
That'll never happen again.
No, it can't. It's possible. Is Georgia coming to Mizzou this year?
I don't know.
They'll follow a good team. Oh, you don't follow Mizzou football, Gardner?
Not closely.
In good news, our friend Tony Cavalero's getting massive recognition all over the place for his role, Keith, in The Righteous Gemstones. That's because of the wall bump, obviously. But renewed for season 2 by HBO. Travis? What do you think? This is from Deadline.
This isn't a surprise. I mean, Danny McBride has already had 3 projects at HBO over the last, 5-6 years.
3?
This,
2.
Gemstones, Vice Principals, and why am I drawing a blank on the greatest TV show
Eastbound
of all
and
time? Thank you, Eastbound and Down.
Wait, Eastbound and Down, Vice Principal,
And
and
Righteous
Gemstones.
Gemstones. That's 3.
Okay, I thought you meant outside that. Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Like they have a very fine working relationship, and the ratings have been great. And one thing Danny McBride does very well, he gets in and gets out. He doesn't drag a show out longer than it needs to be. He got in and got out with Vice Principal. Same thing with Eastbound and Down. So this is a smart play. It's probably I don't know how long he projects the show to go, but it's a very funny show. Hope it goes on for a long time, and it makes sense. What a
It's
good
pretty
congratulations.
exciting. Yeah.
And especially for a friend of the show, brother of the show, Tony Cavallero. Hopefully he continues to be a part of the future, whatever the future holds for the Righteous Gemstones. But he's getting a lot of great reviews all over online. Your boy Mark Maron gave him some love recently. So Tony's on his way, and he's had a lot of scenes. Like, he's not a bit character. Like he is, he's just barely an offshoot of the main cast. And he's been incredibly funny. I'm so proud of him. And what a great show. Gardner, we got to find a way to get Gardner on HBO Go, working password.
Yeah, I got something, but I got to figure out, I got to get past this one barrier on it with the login. It says it's going to, like, text a code. And I'm like, well, I don't have the phone that the number of the person who's using, like the person said I could use the account or
So
whatever.
why don't they give you the code?
Because then I have to, like, text, hey, what's the code they just sent? It just seems like a whole ordeal that I don't feel like going through.
Sounds like about 30 seconds worth of texting.
Yeah, it could be. Maybe 45.
Got it.
So it's like, I'll shut it down. I'll wait. But maybe one day I'll get past that barrier and then catch up. What are we, 3 or 4 episodes in?
3 or 4 in right now.
Okay.
It's a funny show. It's got a.
How many are in season 1?
I think 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Are you confident in that number, or are you just making that up?
it's generally 8.
Okay.
It's usually 8 for HBO comedy shows. So sometimes 10 for the dramas, but I think it's 8.
You start talking to somebody that's got HBO. That's what you do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's.
Put that on your Tinder profile.
I like.
I don't have one of those.
I think.
I can't imagine that.
And I like how they explore.
The dance scene last week.
They explore
my
everything.
God.
They explore everything. Like everything that you've ever wanted to see a comedy go when it comes to organized religion, especially for-profit religious institutions. Like to see them go everywhere has been fun. It's just been, and it hasn't been like lectury. It hasn't been like liberals making fun of conservative religious beliefs. It's just been, they're highlighting what we already know about certain organized religious institutions. And they satirize it, but they're not preachy about it, for lack of a better use of pun there. But and then of course Danny McBride, I hear people say the knock is he's always playing the same character, but when that same character is always funny, why the hell not? So I don't have a problem with it. Hey, Kevin Hart gets to get away with it. Why not Danny McBride? About time white people have something go their way, right? So
Thank you.
it's a good show. But the show I really recommend to you both is Succession. I think Succession is maybe one of the best shows currently on TV right now because it's your kind of dark humor. It's beautiful dark humor. It's so well done, and you got Brian Cox as your lead, and he's a psychopath, and that's brilliant.
Brian Cox.
And he's a guy where you're wondering, I don't know if he's acting. He seems like the kind of guy that's like, I don't know if he turns it off.
I wonder
But
what
it's
my favorite role of his is. I'd have to think about that.
It would probably be X-Men.
Oh, for you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably different from me. I was trying to think of Chris's question yesterday.
What was his question?
When we were if we had our own 720 entertainment office, like each individual.
I like this. That was a good
But
question.
we had to go St. Louis centric with the people we would have in the office. So you gave me an athlete, a musician,
Entertainer and a random.
and a random. I was going Scott Bakula for an entertainer
Okay.
or an actor or whatever. The random one is or the athlete one I was having trouble with because a lot of people are going to say, there's one answer for that one.
Glory, glory,
Now, does he count for? Yeah, he checks several boxes.
But I was like, that seems like a lot of work there. So I was thinking no with that. So I went with a person that I hold in high regard.
Long hair don't care.
Colby Rasmus.
Colby
I'm going to have
Rasmus.
Colby Rasmus in my office. So it was going to be Scott Bakula, Michael McDonald, and Colby Rasmus is what I'm at right now, and I don't know the rest as of yet. I have one more to fill, and I might move the Michael McDonald one off the board
Oh wow.
too.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out exactly.
So is
what
it a
I wanna do.
question of just having those
Oh,
type
I was
of
thinking of Pokey Lafarge.
Mm.
Bringing Pokey Lafarge into the fold.
Is it a
He's
matter of chemistry amongst the people in the office or the different types of personalities in the office?
I don't know. It seems like I just want to go rando with it. Just get all over the board some. Imagine like Colby Rasmus sitting there while Michael McDonald's singing. And like they ask Colby to join in.
Oh, okay.
Stuff like that.
Oh, man.
Awkward conversation could be fun.
Speaking of St. Louis legends, along those lines, I would imagine, did you check out some of the photos from a recent trip by a group of gentlemen at Top Golf here in St. Louis?
Mm-mm.
The 99 Super Bowl champion St. Louis
Oh, I did see it,
Rams
sorry.
got together over the weekend. It looks like you had Dick Vermeil, Orlando Pace, of course, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt. I think Adam Timmerman was involved. You got Coach Hannafin was there as well. Did I say Hannafin wrong?
No.
Oh.
Just when you bring up his name, I always think of a certain moment when I was working with him over at 101.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Makes
we
me
met him.
laugh.
We met him a couple years ago out at the event at the golf course.
We filled in for Frank Cusimano, and we talked to
Coach.
Hannafin. It was like
We
it
talked to
was
Whitey
for the
Herzog, Hannafin,
what's the
and
sports commission?
Coach
or-
Hannafin, St. Louis Sports Commission,
Yeah.
has a way of talking, and he has certain phrases that he likes to use.
he's
I worked with him on post game on Rams broadcast for a while, and I like when he's explaining something
Yes.
and then moves on to another point
Yes.
because he uses the same transition.
Mm.
So he'll be talking, and that's when Ike has the football. All right, Brian, and so he always went and then on to his next point.
And the great thing about Coach Hannafin, and for anyone who's ever played sports, like he absolutely talks like a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And when he's obviously he's not coaching anymore, so when he still talks to you, you feel like you're going to have to literally strap up and go out there and knock somebody's block off. Like just the way he talks to you, you're just like, yes, coach, I will absolutely run through that wall. You can understand why he was so successful because when he talks to you, I don't know what it is. It's just the tone or the energy that he brings, but you just feel like, yes, I can do this, sir. And that's why the players they absolutely love him.
If anyone ever sees Randy Carricker out in public, just stop him and say, "Hey, will you tell me about when Coach Hannafin interviewed for a job with the St. Louis Rams football team and how he prepared the night before and what he was doing the morning of?" And just ask him to tell you the
Interesting.
details. It involves Coach Hannafin and Dan Deerdorf.
20 years, boys and girls. 20 years. The city of St. Louis was celebrating a Super Bowl. This was the Super Bowl season. I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember every pundit in town going, "Oh, yeah, this is a Super Bowl team." And me going, "You people are out of your freaking minds." We had 4 years of putrid football. Like 95, you
Real
had.
bad.
He went. I think 95 went 7-9 in our inaugural season. Everything
So
else.
bad they're booing Tony Banks while he handed out turkeys on Thanksgiving.
It was ugly. It was ugly football for a long time. Of course,
And you
you're
signed the hometown guy, Trent Green, to come back.
and then he gets his knee taken out during. Was that the first preseason game
Rodney Harrison.
against the Chargers in the dome? Gosh, literally remember it like it was yesterday. And it was. I remember Dick Vermeil, who of course was already an emotional individual, got in front of the cameras and just absolutely gave one of the most memorable speeches during a press conference in the history of this city. I don't think we have not seen a manager or a head coach give a speech like Dick Vermeil gave that night.
Well, I remember Brad Soderberg when he was introduced at SLU saying, "Why not here? Why not here?"
I do remember that too. Was that not there? Romar went to Washington?
I think so.
Okay. But I remember Dick Vermeil, and I remember saying to myself, good God, a man's crying. This is worse than I thought. And when you realize how much the Rams had invested into that year, you realize, oh, I would have cried as well. And they got off to a 6-0 start, and that was like this city went nuts for that. Like that was some. We've had some great exciting moments over the last 10 years, obviously with the Cardinals winning the World Series, and obviously recently with the St. Louis Blues. But it was something about Rams going from 3-13 to 13-3 into the playoffs. I remember that first playoff game against the Vikings, and the dome was ear splitting. It was one of the most insane. Like even looking at it on TV,
it was
people
different because you truly believed they were the best team.
Yes.
Going. There's something to be said for greatness.
And it had been a long time since we've seen great professional football in St. Louis. So for that
Other
to
than
happen,
every time the 49ers came to town,
Right.
it gutted you.
and that was a hell of a. I gotta remember that game. That was Chris Carter, Dante Culpepper, Randy Moss. Like that was a shootout. That was a show. God, I miss those days. So salute to those guys.
Hey, don't live in the past.
I know.
Look towards the future.
That's right.
Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Battlehawks.
Caw-caw!
I saw their TV
okay.
schedule, and
Stay
they're on
engaged.
like Fox. They're on real channels.
Yeah, they got a network deal. Vince got a network deal. Fox.
Is this going to be legitimate football?
Look, he's got a deal. One of
They have
his
legitimate fans.
wrestling brand SmackDown is moving to Fox. So it makes sense that XFL would be on Fox. I'm excited. Fans are going to have fun with it. It won't be the greatest show on turf, but it'll be
You don't know that.
the greatest Battlehawks in the sky. Should count for something.
Who's going to be the star of the Battlehawks?
Don't know.
I hope it's somebody local. It'd be great if it's an Illini or Mizzou former player.
Brock Olivo.
Now we're talking-
What if this happens? What if this?
Can Jeremy Maclin get stem cell stuff and come back?
Very possible.
Tony Van Zandt.
How about this? What if the starting quarterback for your Battlehawks is Matty Mock?
What's he doing now?
I don't know. But
So-
you're telling me Matty Mock wouldn't be in the draft portal? Why not Matty Mock?
I'd take James Franklinton playing in the CFL. Maybe him.
I would love to see Matty Mock put on the Battlehawks jersey.
Matthew Richard Mock is an American football quarterback who's currently a free agent.
How old is he? What, 25? 24?
26.
Perfect. Matty Mock. Go ahead and go to the Caw page. Let them know that's who we want.
The Caw page.
Matty Mock, outside of, his skiing habit, he was a good quarterback at Mizzou. So why not?
He resurfaced briefly in the CFL, looks like.
I hope Matty Mock gets a chance, and I hope he does become a Battlehawk.
A Mattlehawk.
A Mattlehawk.
What's Johnny Manziel doing?
Oh boy. Do you want Johnny Manziel on the north side drinking?
No.
All right. I'm about to say, put it this way: you be the proud bar person that
We
you are.
got-
Would you want Johnny
we got-
Manziel in your bar?
We got enough problems.
Thank you.
That's fair.
I'm about to say I don't think you want Johnny Manziel showing up at Rosie's.
Tim Tebow.
You know what? Yes. And if you're the XFL, how are you not throwing as much money as you can at Tim Tebow? You're telling me Tim Tebow's not going to push jerseys?
I think
He's a baseball player.
He is. Season's over.
I think he should.
It's February.
He could come play H-back.
What if he kneels during the anthem, but he's praying?
Ultimate
Perfect.
conundrum.
Perfect.
That'd be something, wouldn't it?
I think the XFL has a tremendous opportunity. They can really go with the replacements. They can really. I want character. I want guys who used to be in the Russian mafia. I want former gang leaders. I want people who were just recently released from jail. Remember, didn't they do that one time? There was a
Sumo
Jail or
wrestlers.
prison?
Remember, what was the story when the NFL went on a lockout? Was it lockout or a strike? And then there was one football player that had gone to jail, and they literally got him out of jail just to play and replacing the NFL players. I got to look up that story, but it did happen. They had a player who would play on Sundays and then do prison time Monday through Saturday. I am not making this up.
How do you practice?
He didn't. That's how desperate the NFL was during the lockout/strike. I think it was a lockout.
You read his playbook in his cell?
And they literally just had guards waiting for him. As soon as the buzzer went 0, the guards would go get him, put him back in the paddy wagon, head him back out to prison until next week.
How long was he in prison for?
I think he was in prison for like 6 years. I think like after the season was over, he went back to jail and finished his time.
What did he do? Do you know?
I'm not sure. It was something like maybe drug trafficking along those lines. It wasn't a violent crime,
Okay.
but it was like drug trafficking. But yeah, essentially what happened was, and I hate that I'm not coming up with the player's name, and I think he played, I want to say the Cowboys, but again, I could be wrong.
That would make sense.
It would. But essentially, yeah, they would go get him, bring him to the field. Guards would just be on the sidelines. And then at the end of the game, you just hop up, and we'll see you next week. So that's what I want for the XFL. I want Chris Dimon out there playing left tackle.
Boy, that's rude. If he kneels to pray, heads will explode in Walmart service centers across the country. It'll be too much for them to sort out.
Good.
Black sheep. Prison guards or football guards? What's your favorite guard?
I'm a big fan of Walmart guards.
Marcus Hennessy wants Corby Jones.
I was thinking of Corby Jones.
Corby Jones
A
is
He's
like
lawyer.
got beautiful eyes.
he does. 48 years old, isn't he? I don't know. He's pretty old.
I saw him elude some Kansas State Wildcats on that Faroe Field.
Is there any other legends of football that you would like to see?
Kirk Farmer.
Oh, that'd be cool. What if he was like the offensive coordinator?
Or whatever Martz had us believing he was going to sign Kirk Farmer to the active roster. What do you think?
God, I forgot how bad football was here. I forgot. Did we have Eric Crouch?
I was just thinking of Eric Crouch.
Man, remember that?
Yeah.
And we all bought it. We bought it.
We bring him back.
Steve Bellisari,
Ugh.
quarterback from Ohio State. They said, you can play safety. No, we can't.
What former quarter? Yeah, I like the Eric Crouch idea.
Okay, so we've got it all figured out. Battlehawks soar.
Caw!
There
Caw!
it is.
Chris, you'll like this story. This is a pretty funny
Oh,
one.
no.
Girl power. Hasbro brings gender pay gap debate to game night with new Miss Monopoly. New story breaking this morning addressing the gender pay gap comes down to changing the rules of the game. That's exactly what Miss Monopoly brings to the table. Hasbro is launching a new version of the iconic board game that celebrates female trailblazers and is the first where women make more than men. Officials shared exclusive with USA Today. The new game, which includes several modern updates, including ride shares instead of railroads and Wi-Fi instead of waterworks, goes on sale this month at major national retailers for a suggested price of $19.99. The game is available for pre-order at Walmart.com. Jen Boswinkle, who is the Senior Director of Global Brand Strategy and Marketing for Hasbro Gaming. Boswinkle. She said the game is designed for today's kids and highlights a subject that they may not know about yet. With all the things surrounding female empowerment, it felt right to bring this to Monopoly in a fresh new way. It's giving the topic some relevancy to everyone playing it, that everybody gets a turn, and this time women get an advantage at the start.
I want to see if Miss Monopoly has a monocle or not. Do they have a picture of Miss Monopoly?
Let me see if they have one available presently.
Because that's what I.
Oh, they do, but she does not. It looks like she does not have a monocle, and she looks like a woman of color.
Oh, no. Whatever will we do?
So
this isn't realistic.
Yeah, right.
all right. So the banker doles out $1,900 in Monopoly money to each female player and $1,500 to each male.
Hey, this is like the Great
Yeah,
American
I see.
Race.
It does, doesn't it sound just like that?
Yeah.
The gap continues every time a player passes go, with women collecting $240 and men collecting 200. I want to continue the story. I want to see Chris's face as I continue to
now
read
they're just
some of
trolling
the
people.
rules.
They're trolling people. It's
Chris,
wonderful.
instead of investing in real estate properties like the classic game, players invest in inventions and innovations by women, including, oh boy, chocolate chip cookies, bulletproof vest, solar heating, and ladies' modern shapewear.
Ooh.
We made sure that this felt...
Athleisure.
Yes, there it is. We made sure that this felt authentic and it was a fun game for families to play and learn about these things that they love and are part of their life that they didn't know were invented by women. I didn't know, boy, bulletproof vests were invented by women? Shut up! I guess considering that men like to kill women, that makes a ton of sense. Other updates to the game include...
You ever seen Snapped?
Yeah, you know why they snap?
Ooh.
You know why they snap? Exactly. Hey, when your husband's ramming your face against a brick wall every day for 20 years, I guess people will snap. Other updates to the game include new tokens, including a white hat, a watch, a barbell, a glass, and a jet plane. While the white hat might conjure up thoughts of Olivia Pope from Scandal. Boswinkle said it's to symbolize Mr. Monopoly passing his top hat to his niece. Aww. The watch is to symbolize that it's about time for some changes, she said.
What's the glass for?
I think
Somebody's
because
thirsty?
women drink too much.
Oh.
I think that's how it's summed up in the store. I don't know. They drink a lot.
Is there like a thing you land on where you get together on a Tuesday at lunch and drink a bunch of Pinot Grigio?
There you go. Oh, hey, you sexist
Crash
son
your
of a bitch.
SUV on the way home.
There's those stereotypes.
Here we go, you sexist son of a
Drive
bitch.
10 minutes that way and tell me that's not happening today and every weekday. Does that part come into play? Is that a thing? No.
But it's okay for the construction workers to get drunk at lunch.
Who said that?
You seem to intimate
You
that.
did intimate. You did
No.
intimate.
Oh, yeah.
You did a lot of intimating,
You
Chris.
misogynist.
You was a very you
Construction
an intimating
worker.
son of a bitch.
Misogynist.
You a misogynistic, sexist son of a bitch.
Oh, man.
You ain't
You
got
ever
no
walk in
problem.
and it's like
Have you
two-
ever seen Snap? Yeah, I seen Snap. I watched the actual episode. You know why they snap? Damn husband up her cheating on their sister, up her slapping the woman
What?
around, up her abusing her for 2 decades. Hey, have you seen Snap? Yeah, she snapped because she was getting her ass beat for almost half her life.
You should just call it revenge.
That's basically what it should be called. Or as I
Even-
like to call
even
it,
Steven.
self-defense.
Even Steven. Miss Monopoly is Mackenzie Bezos, and the game won't allow you to build your house next to an agent and his hoe wife. Black sheep.
I hate the black sheep. I hate him so much. I knew it was him. I knew it was him.
could tell.
I knew it was. You could tell. You just knew it was him. Just as soon as Chris started reading the text, you just knew there was only one person who would comment on Miss Monopoly. It's black sheep. Sexist son of a bitch.
I want to bring this to a family holiday.
At the Evans household?
Or at the, gardeners and that.
You know what? I'd be game to see that. I don't know how this would play at this would be, oh God. Oh God.
Oh,
Good
that's
God.
just me smirking in the background. And then at the end, just so you know, I was filming all of this, folks. Merry Christmas. You're going viral.
Oh God.
Thing that lands where the woman gets custody and cheats on the guy and gets alimony for the rest of their lives. Works through it all. I'm just trying to bait him again. He's not even.
I'm not worried about you. I'm not worried about you, man. We know you're a massage. What'd you say?
Yeah.
You intimated. You sexist son of a bitch. You did. You intimated.
Even
If you go down the street, you see women having wine. Didn't say shit about John Hamm drinking on the job for nearly 10 seasons on
That was
Mad
a-
Men,
that was a
but let a
TV
white
show.
woman go down the street, have a little glass of wine with her lunch. Now it's a problem.
Oh.
Now she can't drive.
this is the prophecy.
All the
thing.
DUIs we see men get in this damn
This is
town,
a-
but it's the women. It's the women. You intimated.
This is the prophecy thing. He's getting
He
real
intimated.
defensive.
You intimated.
And it apparently exacerbated.
And exacerbated.
Turbated.
Thank
Yes.
you. I'm glad you said it.
You ever wonder what's happening here?
No. As we all know, you tell people in shame that you're a drug dealer instead of a podcaster on a very popular
Oh.
show.
Well, yeah, I look down at my feet. Yeah, when people ask me what I do for a living. Huh, okay.
Are you guys excited? There's an Apple event this morning.
No.
I'm not either. And I like Apple products.
What is it?
Honestly, I'm just so fed. I'm not even fed up with Apple. I'm just like, whatever, man. Y'all making another phone.
I
Whoop-de freaking do.
I got a Samsung.
Whoop-de freaking do. Like, I'm at the point. Maybe I'm just older now, but I'm at the point where I'm like, I don't give a shit.
I'm a
Just make
green
sure my
bubble.
camera cool. I don't give a
I
damn.
get notifications all the time like, you're due for an upgrade. I literally, my screen shattered, everything else. I'm like, I don't care.
But I'm at the
What
point.
am I gonna do? Like this little Samsung here, my poor person phone, as Charlie Marlowe's called it before.
Mhm.
We've seen what it can do with videos now. It does a very good job. Why do I care about Apple or any other phone really at this point? I want the same one again. I just want the same phone.
I don't I don't know. I don't know what it looks like they're unveiling a new iPhone of some sort. But I'm at the point where I don't care. I guess because I think Apple and we've had this discussion before on the radio. Apple released something that's just like, we have this new technology that helps us clean the ocean. We have this new technology that makes voter registration easier. Like, I don't give a shit about a new we're put the world
That wouldn't matter because
it wouldn't matter. But I'm saying is, I guess we're at a point.
government would get involved and suppress that.
That's true. That's very true. But we're at a point in our time.
They got
where
holograms. They got holograms now.
We look. That's fine. Maybe we could do FaceTime through hologram. That'd be the only way.
FaceTime hologram.
FaceTime
Okay,
hologram
there
would
you
be
got
the
me.
only thing I get excited
I'm
for.
interested.
Yeah. Now I would get excited for
You
that.
saw it. Did you see the video of the Cowboys, what they have
Yeah.
at their in-game
How
now?
sweet is that?
I mean, if you're doing that, I mean, it's over.
Oh, that'd be
We
fun.
can do
I
holograms.
think that's fine. But I just at this point, considering how much money Apple has, the type of people that work for Apple. Phone, you have the means to literally change the world. You have the means, the resources, and the ability to completely change the world, the way
Game
we
changer.
live.
Game changer.
Game changing on a real level. And I'm supposed to get excited about a phone with better quality camera. I cannot anymore.
Well, it depends.
But then again, I mean,
Zoom in better.
that's true. A better Zoom would be nice. But again, I don't. Is that worthy of a press conference? Just release the damn phone.
People like events.
We do.
You know that.
We do.
You're talking
Especially if they're
about
snacks.
the present and the future with technology, right? Can I take you back in time for a minute?
Yes, I love going back in time. Especially, wait, how far back?
I want to go back 100 years
Oh, boy.
yesterday.
Oh, dear God. Oh, my
100 years yesterday
great-grandfather.
to an article in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch.
Oh.
This is pointed out to me by Post-Dispatch sports columnist Ben Fredrickson because he knows I have a certain affinity for their archives and some of the old-timey stories that they highlight from time to time. And he sent me this one. Falls 8 stories and lands sitting up in a chair. Here's
Visiting,
the headline.
a visiting Tennessean suffers only cut on head and splinter and tumble at Marquette Hotel.
Yeah. So I wanted to read
This
to you.
isn't a real story.
This is a real story. This is from the
bullshit.
Post-Dispatch
It does,
archives.
September 9th, 1919.
Okay, so here's what it says. James Hamilton, 35 years old, a telegraph operator of Kingston Springs, Tennessee, fell or was pushed. He doesn't recall which. From an 8th-story window of the Marquette Hotel, 18th Street and Washington Avenue at 1 a.m. today.
Oh,
He landed in a sitting posture in a rocking chair on the sidewalk, escaping with slight injuries due to his fall being broken by 2 electric wire cables at about the height of the 2nd story.
it's insane.
He is being treated at the city hospital for alcoholism, a cut head, and splinter wound in the right side. Hamilton is a district chairman of the Order of Railroad Telegraphers
Oh, I know those guys.
and has been in St. Louis attending a convention of district chairmen. He occupied a room with his brother Carl E. Hamilton, 32, a railroad clerk of Huntington, Tennessee, and they were preparing to leave St. Louis today. James J. Dunn, 50, an organizer of the Union of Nashville, Tennessee, joined the brothers in the room last night in a little farewell party. Dunn said they had 3 quarts of whiskey.
Jesus.
And after drinking some, Carl Hamilton quarreled with him. James induced Carl to lie down and then rest. Dunn said, and he fell asleep. Then James began quarreling with Dunn for quarreling with Carl, according to Dunn. The latter said they would drink a while and quarrel a while in a friendly way. And the more they drank, the more the aggrieved James, I like how that's
that.
delivered there. The more the aggrieved James became out of sympathy for his brother, to whom he said Dunn had been rude. After a great deal of this sort of thing, Hazel Slaughter,
Of course.
I'll say a
No. We're reading the story. You will read it like they had read it in 1919.
I don't want to say the word.
You will say it. You started the story.
You're going to get me in trouble with Black Twitter.
I will say it for you, can I?
Okay. Hazel Slaughter, a
Negress.
employee.
I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm going to tell my friends. They used to call us Negress.
Employed at the hotel, who
That's
was sitting in a rocking chair on the sidewalk, was startled by a screen which crashed through the glass canopy over the hotel entrance. She sprang from the chair and was knocked down by Hamilton's hurtling form from the 8th floor window. The
Negress.
sat down on the sidewalk, and Hamilton was in her chair. Dunn and Carl Hamilton were detained by police pending an investigation. Dunn says he is certain he did not push his friend through the window. Carl was asleep when the affair reached the climax and doesn't know just what did happen. At the city hospital, a post-dispatch reporter at 9 a.m. asked Hamilton if he fell or was pushed. Hamilton said he had a vague recollection of having walked to the window to look at a fire engine that was passing, but has a strong impression of having fallen down the stairs.
What a delightful story.
100 years ago, in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, falls 8 stories and lands sitting up in a chair.
That story's so full of shit, but it is a very entertaining story nonetheless.
Yeah, I did vet the story ahead of time, and I was trying to figure out how to get I'm not using that word, Travis.
Well, that's a great way to end it all, right? Big thanks to companies like Getaway Carts for supporting us. That's right, Getaway Carts. Hashtag customize without limits. They are here to help you. It's about to be fall time. Weather's going to be nice. Good cruising around weather. If you're not scooting, you should be carting. That's what Gardner always says. You can go say hi to Joe and the gang over at Getaway Carts. GetawayCarts.com is their website, everybody. Anything else before we get out of here? It's been a very fun show. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe on iTunes and tell other folks about this. We'll be back live tomorrow at 8 a.m. And don't forget, Hillside Animal Hospital brings you dogs on film. We'll see you tomorrow live at 8 a.m.
Peace!